So I'm trying a different setting on this video. Let's see if we like it, since kind of the main point is, let's just see what difference it makes. Less hairs, the cinematic. I think what it does is highlight what's in front and blurs out the back a little bit. It's kind of interesting. I think we'll try it. Okay, so anyway, hello, hello, hello. Today, this is Janny B, and today, I don't even know what to call myself because we're so early on in our YouTube adventure here. I've got different things and I don't know what I'm going to use. So anyway, let's just carry on here about the time change and how you can use it to create a magical morning. It's my very favorite thing. Lots of times, like winter, I love summer. Well, it's become a lot more hectic since I started doing gardening at the store and the garden center and on at my house, and for some people it's become a lot more hectic. I used to sit around at the pole and lay on the trampoline and jump on the trampoline for an hour a day, which I would love to do again. And I'm hoping maybe to be able to do that again next year. But anyway, so what I basically do is when the time changes, so say I get up around 6 during the summer, which I do. That's my sweet spot for being able to have energy for the day. No nappies, and I'm pretty good as long as I can get to bed and to sleep by 10. I need my 8 hours. I really messed it up by taking my phone and my laptop to bed, getting hooked on YouTube Shorts. Then I did kick the habit and started reading, and it's 100% better sleep if you fall asleep reading a book than falling asleep to listening to YouTube, which I used to do all the time, where I had, as I said, acute anxiety and trauma, CPTSD, and I would wake up and I was very soothed for years reading Quora on narcissistic abuse or cluster B abuse and that community there. And I've written a book actually about my experience. It's not a story, it's called Whispers Inside, and it is my inner experience. I think it's very interesting. I really like it, and well done. If I toot my own horn. LOL. It's taken me years. It took me years to write it, and then I edited a few times and still have not got it published. So that is on my list for morning job. So what I do, if I wake up at 6 on the summer, I leave my bedroom clock. I struggled with how to do this without messing myself up. And this is what I've hit on quite accidentally. Got a really nice clock off Amazon that I'll show you and talk more about that another time when we do sleep. But I left that clock as it was. So when I look at the clock, it says I'm getting up at 6. And that mentally really, really prepares me to just get out of bed as normal. And, but the magic happens when I get downstairs because it's only 5. And I don't feel any different. The catch is you can have this magic hour, but what you have to do, we're going to go this way, girls. We'll go down the hill today. Come, Mish. Good job. The trade-off is I must be in bed, say upstairs by 8:30. Doesn't always happen, but I still manage to be okay. And I must be like basically going to sleep by 9. Sometimes it goes a little longer because I will say I still sometimes bring my phone up because I like to have it to listen to tracks to relax in the middle of the night. And or some stuff I'll talk a lot more about that. And since I got a bigger internet package because I had to shut off my home internet, it wasn't working anymore. I have all this data, and that's a problem. Excuse me for my willpower, but I definitely get a better sleep if I don't do it. If I just let my mind be calm, even if I wake up and read, instead of turning us on, because you can't sleep while you're listening to something. Even if you fall asleep, I believe part of your brain is still listening, because I know this because I will kind of sort of wake up and think, oh, I got to listen to this. I got to try to see what they're talking about. Then I might fall back asleep, but it's interrupted. And you're still using, I believe, a portion of your brain. So even that isn't the best, but Tracks to Relax is okay. It's not something you have to really process. It's just positive. I really like it. It's helped me a lot, especially when I had anxiety. It was great. So all you have to do is what I just said. Keep your bedtime clock at what it was. Get up at your normal time. You're basically going to bed an hour earlier, but not really. You're just still staying on your old schedule. And you use that morning hour, that extra hour that you get, to do whatever the hell you want. I do dishes sometimes if my counter's gotten out of control. Do like some cleanup that I've fallen behind on or that I want to keep up. Get my laundry done, get my dishes going, because I don't like doing them at night. I just can't seem to get into it. I'm too tired. I do desk work, which is can be anything, and it is going to morph into doing working on my book and my channel, that kind of thing. I have chores in the morning that I generally have to start by, say, 7:30. I take these guys for a walk and feed them. I have my ducks and my chickens, which I'll show you, and they have to be done and let out in the morning early as I can. Basically, daylight is best if I can do it. Sometimes I can't, but you know, a reasonable time, and try to stay on schedule. So I have that, and then this still allows me to come back and sometimes work at home for another hour before I have to go to work, because I have also, this is a long story of how I got to do this, because generally where I work at the grocery store for minimum wage, you don't get to do shit. And I was on stress leave a couple of years ago because of everything. It was during COVID, which was very stressful. When I first heard it, I thought, it's like another bunch of crap and it's not going to even affect me. And it literally ruined my life. And that and a few other things. More about that later. But so because of that, I got a note from the doctor and I was allowed to change or to control my schedule, which made a huge difference. I literally had to take time off, which I used to declutter my house, which was another major stress. And I took that on as a full-time job. In the winter, I would get up at 4:30, old time. And you get a dopamine hit. You get a huge dopamine hit getting up early like that. And so I forgot to highlight the bridge I was going to show you. This is another one. Isn't it awesome? My daughter says, wow, this is like, this is like, you know, you go hiking and you see stuff like that, and it is. I'm so fortunate. I'll have to tell you a story about this too. It didn't come for free or for no work or no sacrifice, but I am so fortunate, and I believe it's given me so much of my health and stuff. But anyway, that's a tangent again. I believe I may have ADHD. What do you think? So anyway, yeah, you use that hour. And what I was going to say though, I arranged my schedule ultimately. I'm still not back full time, but you can't get a full-time position. If I could get one, I would have been back full time a long time ago. And good girl, Zelt. And but you can't. You get no benefits. You don't get full-time pay. I'm making minimum wage. I've been there 14 years. I'm a key holder for the store. I work in the office. I run the garden center in the summertime. I used to do price changes, and I work on the cash, and I'm like a go-to. I was the go-to before my stress leave. And every time we have a minimum wage hike, if you're making more than minimum wage, you don't get it. You don't get a raise. So it's gone up so much the last few years, which is nice, but I don't make above minimum wage. So it certainly isn't worth working full time when I have so much to do and it's stressing me out. I've chosen my health. I've had a lot of stress about money because of it, for sure, but it was also a pretty toxic workplace. So I could not spend 40 hours there. I did for a long time. when I still kind of thought we meant something. But that's another tangent that I'm going to also get into about people who work for crap companies and have to for certain reasons or another. There are ways, at least, to make it a little better. And anyway, so I was able to put my schedule. So I start in the afternoon. I work 2 to 7. And except for once a month, I work 3 days in the office, full days. So that has given me, it gives me my choice. Okay, I'm going to give you a little shot of my junkyard over there. It was going to say it looks worse than it is, but it actually is bad. There's a nice little pile there. It all has to go. I'm just waiting for my son to have a chance to bring a trailer. And that over there is my compost. Oh, because I've got it on, you're not going to be able to see it very good because I've got it on the setting on the phone that you can't see the background very good. But anyway, those are just crappy boards I need to build it around. It's my compost skid thing, which I got from Monty Don, the idea, which I got from Kate, my beautiful friend that passed away. So anyway, with that schedule, that gives me the mornings. And I've been working for 2 years now to try to start working at home for myself, which I am familiar with. I had a business, a very good one, until I had to get divorced. And then I decided I'd be better off to work at the grocery store, which was one of the dumbest decisions I've probably ever made. As it turned out, had everything gone topsy-turvy in the first years, I would have kept my business and certainly kept working on it. Instead, I put all my energy into working at the store and folded the business because I could not do both properly. And so I wanted to get back to something, and I'll talk more about that more. For now, main takeaway, which I will do at the end of every video because I do get off on so many tangents, which I hope is okay. They're all jumping off points to do something good for the future, and you can let me know in the comments if there's anything I hit on that you'd like me to expand upon, because I can expand upon pretty much anything. So what you do is you leave your bedroom clock where it is. You set all your other clocks to be normal time, and you go to bed an hour early. So say your kitchen clock will say 9, not 10. Your bedroom clock will say 10. But you do the math. You make sure you're headed to bed a half an hour early. That gives you time to do whatever you need to do and to relax a little bit. Because I always feel, and I'm sure most people do, at bedtime you deserve a little bit of relaxed time. So that ultimately would be to read. But if you must watch shorts, it's best to do it not in your bed. I do, but I'm becoming better disciplined at shutting it off. And also it helps that I get bad reception up there, so it's just not worth farting around. But just be aware that's a little harder. Sorry guys, we're gonna go. I'm just really trying to avoid the mess, to be honest. There's some skids I managed to bring home and from the garden centers that I'm going to be using, and some stuff. My son made this. It used to be just everywhere, and it's now a place where we can put our stuff. That is going to be, it's supposed to be a greenhouse, but you can see by the trees I don't get a lot of sun here. All that garbage and junk is mostly stuff to go that I got piled there because I didn't have time. And I've got a shit ton of garden pots there because we collect them, and there's all kinds of them left over at the store. And I was thinking to start a little garden center here. So let it be a lesson to you. Don't do anything. I also had my best ones go missing. And we're not going to talk about that, but so now I did actually get rid of a bunch of them last year. And then the garden hoarder in me, which I'm still struggling with, the addiction, made me get a bunch more. So I guess rather than trying to hide it from you, we'll probably keep going. But this is a paddock. I used to have horses here, which I'm going to. We rescued them. And that's where the trail goes out that my son made this year. So I'm going to say that's our poor little duck coop. It needs a reno. It looks like shit, but it's actually very structured very nicely. They're very happy in there. That's the kennel that Zeus got brought home in. His little hellhole. It was so full of crap that I had to open the doors in the car I had taken the top off and let him run free in the car, but he was terrified and just was huddled in the car. And he went in there for, I washed it, and he went in there for comfort for a little while. Got pictures of it. And now there he is, just a happy, happy little boy. Just a normal, happy dog. And his one eye is going white, and that breaks my heart because he had beautiful jewel eyes that would catch the sun, and it was just crazy. Okay, we will do this one more time. We're going to say, set your upstairs clock, or leave your upstairs clock, set your other clocks for regular time. Be in bed an hour and a half early, half an hour for you time, and then you go to sleep. Then you wake up at what looks like normal time on your clock. It's a little trick of your mind that really helps. And then you go downstairs and you jump for joy because it is really, if you wake up at 6, it's really only 5, and it's actually not hard to maintain even if you work because you're just staying on the same sleep schedule. So try it and tell me what you like to do in the morning and how good it feels. It is a dopamine hit too, and all dopamine hits. There's Zelda, there's Lily. That's tarps for the leaves. It's not just junk. That stuff, I don't know. I'm not really going to explain everything, but I will say this is like the path of junk that's going to be all gone next year because this is a beautiful paddock. Just wait till next year when you see this. And I'm going to sign out on that note. Talk to you later and have a great sleep and hour of joy in the morning when you try this time change trick. Over and out.